Hey, hi everyone. It is nearing the end of the day on the 29th of March. And I wanted to do a video to say, thank you for the very surprising amount of donations that came in. I'm really surprised by it. I just didn't expect that kind of response, and I just want to say I'm really appreciative of it. It gives me a lot of real energy to go forward and continue with this channel and begin writing. Now that I've moved, begin writing the books. And to say I have bought a new laptop. I'm going through a little bit of challenge with the setup. I'll tell you that at the end, so the computer experts who are here can give me their personal opinion on my little challenge, but we don't need to get into that until the end. The main focus of doing this video is that I really wanted to say thank you for what you've done, and to do that I want to offer two very nice gifts. One gift I'm going to offer right here in the video for everybody, because I don't think gifts should only be gifts for people who only donate money. There's lots of ways. Somebody could have just wished me well and hoped things worked out for me and energetically changed a few things. Because the last few days have already been different. just making the video and posting it on Sunday, things have changed a bit in my world. Not only the finding of the ring, right? I found the ring, and it was in almost impossible spot to find it. The snow has come back. If I tried to look the day after, there'd be no chance of trying to find it. It's a road where we drive on, a dirt part of the driveway. Eventually it just would have sunk into the dirt and probably never be found again. So it was like that. That was the last sort of chance with a tiny bit of the ring sticking up out of the ground to be found. So, and that happened while I was posting the video. While I was posting the last video for you, I went out and took the garbage out, and I thought, I know I took my gloves off here, so I'll take a little look, and there was, bizarrely, amazingly. So things are changing, and I just wanted to, like I say, I'm going to offer some gifts here, a gift here for you. I'm going to offer a gift also for everyone who has donated or is donating in the course of this week, and that is I'm going to send you all the first two chapters of what is the Rennes-le-Château Southern France book. It's still not in total book form. It's still very much in manuscript form, but I've had those first two chapters for a little while, so it's only going to take me a couple of days to go through, clean it up, make sure it sounds okay. It's not going to be anywhere near perfect, but it will be, hopefully, if you're interested in that, useful reading for you. And it takes I guess really what was the first episode of that Rennes-le-Château series and puts it, give you a little more depth to it if you're interested. So what you need to do is, if you sent me a donation and you'd like those two chapters sent to you, send me an email to my email address. I'll put it again below. I'll chop it up a little bit so that the bots can't find it, can't see it easily, but you guys will have it. And then just put RLC in the subject box, RLC. That way I know to move it to its own folder, and then I can send those out to you like the weekend or Monday or something. It just would take so long to go through PayPal, first of all, to gain everybody's email and then send it that way. And a lot of the PayPal donations come in without, you don't have your email there, so I would have no way of getting a hold of you. So if you just send me an email, RLC in the subject box, I know that's what you sent, and in about 3 or 4 days you'll get the first couple of chapters. Okay, for everybody, the gift for all of us out there. That gift is going to be 7. It was 7. I can only remember 6 of them now. Small little exercises that were given by the Zen, the Korean Zen monk that I spent time with 22 years ago now. And these exercises, it was claimed, now he never said this to me, but he claimed that these are descendant exercises of the Bodhi Dharma. I don't know if that's true or not, He never said specifically what they do. They're obviously a type of seated qigong, but other than telling us it'll help cleanse us. Now, he didn't say it's cleansing our body, it's cleansing our meridians, it's cleansing our organs, it's cleansing our mind. He didn't tell us what it was actually cleansing. He just said to do them every morning. And over the course of the last 22 years, I've kept doing them. And as far as I've only shown a couple of people in the course of my life, and even some of the people that I had known from the time with Mr. Park, when I saw them last about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, they'd forgotten the exercises completely. So it's almost like I might be one of the last people. It's not like Mr. Park showed them to me personally or gave them to me personally, right? All of us were shown these exercises, so it's nothing like special to me. It's just for some reason I've remembered them, all except one. But I'll give you the 6 now, and as a gift to say thank you to everyone following in the channel, because I know when I've done the exercises, when I was doing these exercises regularly, I did notice things happening. So the first one is taking your hands and it's moving them over your face like this. And in a sense, you'll notice that your body begins to vibrate a bit. It shakes back and forth, and that's okay. You're just and you can move your hands to different parts of your body around your head, and you're just kind of, again, he didn't fully explain everything about it, but it has something to do with the shaking motion, and it's like, again, this idea of bringing energy from the sky into you, I think. And then another part of the exercise was to put one hand over your heart. It's a little hot. I'll have to switch this down slightly. And one over your stomach, and you would kind of also do like this. And it'd also get your body moving a little bit, and you would do it both ways. And I'm just showing you shortly. You can do these for long periods of time. The second exercise is you take an in-breath, and you bring your hands to cover, you bring your palms to cover your eyes. You'll bend down, forward, and take 3 deep breaths. And while you're doing this whole exercise, he wanted us to, he said, think of nothing but nothing. And remember, I've talked about this a number of times, this comment that Mr. Park made, this idea of keeping your mind in the set of nothing but nothing. And this was like a training to help do that. So you would just breathe in. I only did 2 breaths, but I wanted to keep the nothing but nothing so that you could maybe get a sense of that there's actually, the mind is like almost blank. You're not, and again, you're not trying to think of nothing. He wanted you to think of nothing but nothing. So there's like a koan in the message that he's sending you. The third exercise, you might have trouble seeing it. So again, I'm going to have to angle the thing down a little bit. But if you put one hand on your hip, sort of on the side of your hip like this, and then you're going to twist your, how's it work? No, so if you put a hand on your hip like this, you're going to twist yourself around like that, and you're just turning yourself. And as you do this, you want to keep your head, I'll turn this back up a little higher, sorry, is that you don't like twist really quickly. You don't like twist. Your head moves with your body. If you notice that when I do this and I turn, my head stays actually still and even with my body. And he wanted you to look into the whatever horizon you have, even in your room. And one way you would say, I see knowledge everywhere. So I see knowledge everywhere. And then the other way, I am gaining wisdom. I see knowledge everywhere. I am gaining wisdom. And again, you can do this 3 times, 5 times, 7 times. I know a lot of Qigong teachers like to have a standard number that they like to use. Some 3, some 5, some 7, some 9. But the point is just doing the exercise. I think there was a 4th exercise in the series, but I don't remember what it is. So if it ever comes to me, I'll let you know. The 5th exercise was a shaking exercise. And you just start moving your body. You just start allowing it, you sort of start to shake, and it will eventually get into your whole body, into your legs, into everything. And just allow your body to shake. Don't try to force it, just if you can only just move a little bit at the beginning because you're really tense, that's as much as you can do. But the idea was to really let your body just shake. 5th exercise. 6th exercise is a little more tricky. Your hands are up in your palms like this, and with one hand you come up, turn it, and you feel like you're grabbing sunlight. So you grab some sunlight and then pull it down into your stomach. You bring the other hand, and there's this twisting motion, and you bring it down, and again back to your stomach. You bring your hand, I'm caught in the cord. Bring your hand up, grab it, bring it down. Bring your hand up, grab it, bring it down, and then eventually you can start to do this fairly quickly. I'm not going all the way to my stomach because of the cord, but you can then you move a bit with it, so it becomes like a bit of a dance, and you are actually pulling this, what he called the sun's energy, the sun's behind me here. You're pulling the sun's energy into your dantian, and we wanted you to move a bit while you did it. Move a bit. The final exercise was a clean out. So when you take an out breath and push really slowly and feel like there's a weight. He said he wanted to like push like a ball of excess junk away from your system. And then I'll try to make it here. You turn your hands over so that they're up like this. So don't just push. Turn your hand. Allow your hands to turn. So there's like a flowing motion. And then from there, you're going to pull your hands back into your stomach, and he wanted you to do it very, very slowly. He said, feel like you're pulling a locomotive train. Like that's how hard you're going to have to pull. You're going to pull a locomotive train into your stomach. But the idea of you're bringing in this really positive healing energy, I guess, or healthy power energy. Push it out. Bring it in. When you were done, however many of these all you want to do, you would just sit with your hands over top of your dantian. Down in this area here, you just sit with both hands over top of yourself for 30 seconds or a minute, and just feel that you've grounded really, really well. You feel you've done the exercises okay, and you're ready for your day. They only took five, sometimes 10 minutes if you really wanted to do a long round of them. But I used to do them originally just them before I did any other Qigong. And then I added, these were like the last things I did at the end of my Qigong practice. I haven't done them for 6 months. So now that I've shared them with you, I'll get back to doing them again. But it's, I've never shared those with anyone openly before to a large group. So try them out. If they have any value to you, great. If they don't have any value to you, great. Don't do them. But for whatever reason, Mr. Park tended to be he treated these exercises almost in like a sacred way. And he reminded us that they looked simple, but that doesn't mean they don't have an effect. And again, he never told us what the effect was. He just said it would have one. So I'm sharing them with you. Again, thank you for the donations. By all means, please just pass on the email. I don't think anyone's going to lie to me, and I'm not going to cross-reference and check to make sure that yes, your name does match a list of people that donated. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to trust that you made a donation and you want the 2 chapters, and I'll get them off to you. So I did buy a new laptop, and I'm in the process of, so this is for the computer people, for the computer experts on my channel. And what I wanted to do is I want to set up 2 accounts. I want to set up the normal admin account with a different name, which is basically not going to be used, so that account can be just there for when it's needed. And then I'm creating a second local user account, which will have the name admin. And so that way it's kind of fooling those sites and things that are trying to install on your computer, because it'll think it can do it, but it can't. The problem became when I started with the admin or the real administrator account. The computer came with bloatware, not a lot, but it did come with some bloatware from a Windows program that I had to clean out. So I cleaned out all the bloatware, made the second user account, and darn darned if the bloatware wasn't still there. And what's amazing was I used Revo Uninstaller to uninstall most of the bloatware, because it gets rid of not just the program, it gets rid of all the files that are on your computer. And so when I thought, well, okay, I've just got to do it again for the second account, But when I went into Revo Installer to look for the things to uninstall, all of those bloatware programs that had previously been removed on the other one didn't appear. So I couldn't uninstall them through the apps and the programs list, because they're not listed in the programs. They're listed only in the apps section, but most of those things are grayed out, so you can't you need an uninstaller to actually uninstall them, and in the uninstaller they don't exist. So I think there's no way I can actually do it when I'm using the Windows program that came with the machine, as long as there's bloatware on the machine, it doesn't matter when I take it off. Every time I create a new user, it's going to be sitting with the new account. And I think the only way I have is to do a clean install. I think it's my only, is to have to pay, I'm going to have to pay for one of these computer experts, one of the repair specialists who do this, and put a clean operating system on. And then at least when I create a new user from the clean operating system, it should have the same, pretty much nothing that the other one has. If you can think of another way where I don't have to go and do a clean Windows install, if there's a way I can uninstall the bloatware from this new user account that I've created, if there's a way of doing that, my computer's ready to rock like as soon as that's done. If not, I have to wait about a week. It's usable, of course, but I don't want to do too much with it yet until I know it's clean and relatively secure. But I can still do a few things. I'll do my interviews and get these programs ready for you, or get these chapters ready for you. But so that's my issue: how to create the second local user account on the machine without the bloatware, or that the bloatware is already on that second account. How to actually uninstall it, even though an actual uninstaller no longer shows it exists. So there's my little dilemma. Again, thanks again for really just it's kind of changed my outlook in some ways a bit. I've got a much cheerier outlook. The day with the computer yesterday, because I was all day yesterday trying to get it set up. So it was, it was just a day of mental work. But now that I've kind of separated myself from that, I'm kind of like, I'm really, really appreciative, and I really want to find ways to get us to really build what's going on here, to really build the spiritual arc that I think we all want, that we're all striving for. Not just this idea of getting out of Plato's cave, but this idea of building this arc so that at least if we're still in the cave until we're out, you might say, as long as we're in the cave, can we live in the most clear, knowledgeable, wise, peaceful way possible? Can we live with great clarity and mental peace? And so I really want to keep going in that direction, not just breaking down reality to find more problems with it, but how do we take what we've learned and apply it and use it and take us to more depth? So I've got an interview with Bart Marshall. A lot of you liked the last one that we did. I'm interviewing Bart this weekend, so that should be up again sometime next week, I guess, by the time I get everything done with my computer, that I know I can download programs and get the right video editors, etc., etc. But I'm doing that with him next week, or this Saturday. I've got a couple others coming up. I do my regular one with Campbell starting this Thursday again, so he'll have that up on Spiral Up soon. So I'll get back into groove now, if you want the 2 chapters and you made a donation, please send me an email to the address below. Thank you for the donations. For anyone who's still making them, they're incredibly appreciated. More than you actually know. Really, really appreciated right now. And I hope these exercises have some value to you for those of you who try them out. That they feel like they're. And if you're going to try it, you got to do it for like 7 days. You can't just do it one day. Like you've got to give it 7 or 8 or 9 days, because it takes a while to actually feel what it's supposed to do, how it's supposed to feel. The first couple times you do it, it's going to feel odd, and you'll kind of adjust it to how it feels right kind of for you. Every exercise is slightly different for each person. You'll do it a little differently than someone else. And then, yeah, if somebody has an idea of how I can handle my computer without doing the clean install, let me know. Beyond that, we have 2 interviews coming up in a couple of days, and then World War Z, that's on the list because it was first a novel, and the novel is not the same as the book as I've taken a look at it, and the novel is really, really, really informative, I think. So I'm less going to look into the movie. I'm more going to try to look into the World War Z novel and see if that tells us what the hell's going on right now. Thanks again for everything. We will see you guys with some interviews and some other things in the next few days. Cheers.